How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I have for you guys highlights from the All-Star Split Squad event. I'm going to be getting right into it. I have James Paxton on the mound. I got pretty much all golds and diamonds on my team, in my rotation. The only silver I'm using is this Pedro Alvarez. I do have some golds on my bench as well, a couple budget silver hitters and bronze hitters like that Javier Baez. But anyway, to start this one off, Trevor Story is going to launch one into the gap. He was playing up on inside edge yesterday, and he was playing down on inside edge today. So I'll have a variety of gameplay with Trevor Story in this one. Mark Reynolds is in this game to pinch hit. I was unable to score. In the first inning, I was able to keep the opponent off the board. And this opponent left in Jose Quintana, a gold starting pitcher, for 20 pitches. And I was able to hit the fastball above the zone with Mark Reynolds for a home run. He did go ahead and quit after this one. It was only a one-run game, so I was a little bit confused. He definitely could have came back, but let's go ahead and jump into the next one. Going up against a really good player who also has a pretty good team, solid gold cards. A couple of them are playing up on inside edge as well. I have Bartolo Colon on the mound. This opponent is a World Series player. I think I've played him before. I just recognize his PSN. I think I recognized and matched up with him once before, but I was able to keep him off the board in the first inning here. Now we have Max Muncy leading off this one in the bottom of the first inning, a 2-1 count, facing a lefty. And I'm going to smack that one into the gap. That's going to be extra bases. The thing about Max Muncy is he has good power against both sides. His contact is a little bit lower. But I thought this event was initially on All-Star when I made this lineup. And then I realized later on when I was playing it that it could potentially be on Hall of Fame. The PCI is a little bit smaller. But there with Trevor Story facing a lefty, he's definitely playing up on inside edge against righties as well. He's really a good hitter. When he's playing up on inside edge, he's an amazing hitter against both sides. Definitely a guy that you might want to use on a budget team for shortstop. He even plays a variety of other positions. I also put in Ronald Acuna. He's swinging just late on a double down the line. The opposite way, Carlos Gomez, who's a really good budget card to have in this one. I picked him up for like 6,000 subs. I noticed his price went up a little bit since the event started, but in this inning I just kind of, the bats came out on fire. I kind of kept the rally going. Extra base hit, single, and another extra base hit there, so that's very helpful. Willie Stargell keeping it going. Now we have Jackie Robinson up. He's going to line one into center field. I should be able to score 2 runs. 40 speed coming in from second base there. He actually throws it back, try to back pick me there, Jackie Robinson. But I was able to get that win. We went up 5-0. The opponent also quit out of that one. And now let's get into this next game here. 2-0 run. This opponent has a really good team. All of his guys are playing up on inside edge besides his flashbacks there. And that's one card I really should have put in my lineup. Instead of Benito Santiago, I should have put Yasmani Grandal behind the plate. I noticed a few teams I was going up against had Yasmani Grandal behind the plate. He's also playing up on inside edge. He also recently got an upgrade that I didn't even notice. He's an 83 overall. There he's hitting a home run against me, so perfect timing for that. Yasmani Grandal definitely has some power against both sides and hits one out against the righty. This guy goes up 1-0. I'm facing Robinson Cano with Chris Sale. He also smacks that one lefty-lefty. This opponent was definitely a great hitter. I could tell by some of his at-bats and the way he was hitting the ball. He was hitting the ball hard, even lefty-lefty there. Starling Marte, he pulls one down the line on a low and inside pitch. That was a pretty good pitch, exactly where I was trying to throw it. He was just hitting everything. I mean, not really anything I could do in that situation. I have to try and minimize. He's going to go up by a couple runs in this inning. And as long as I don't give up a home run, I should be all right. I might be able to come back in this one. But he does hit a base hit through the hole. Unfortunate that I wasn't able to get an out there. Trevor Story unable to make the play. If I was able to at least get an out, I probably would have been able to keep him from scoring an extra run in that situation, or at least might have been able to keep him on third base there with 12 speed. But anyway, down 2-0. I do have a chance to come back. I do have 6 outs to work with, down to 5 now with 1 out in the second inning. Willie Stargell up at the plate, and that one was over the middle of the plate. I finally squared one up in this game. Didn't even have a hit yet up until this point, but that one just out of reach of his Willie Stargell in left field. That's going to be extra bases for a double. So I have a chance to score this guy. I wasn't able to, but I did have a chance. Now I'm down to the last 3 outs of the game. I felt like I hit that one pretty well with Benito Santiago. Unable to get a base hit with him throughout the event so far. But pinch hitting with Willie McCovey with 2 outs remaining in this game, I smacked that one off the wall. I thought that one was actually gone off the bat. 95 power. I felt like I got a good launch angle on that one. Probably hit it too high, but it is going to be a triple. I'm going to go ahead and pinch run for Willie McCovey. I brought in Hanley Ramirez. Now we have Max Muncy up, and he already has hit pretty well for me in this event so far. I lined that one to right field. I was sitting on a fastball inside. He did indeed throw it, but I didn't hit it out for a home run and tie the game up. I was able to score 1 run. Down to my last out now with Trevor Story up. He's going to line one to center field. And in this game, Trevor Story was playing down on inside edge against righties. He had like 50 contact, 70 power. So that was a clutch hit with him. Now that brings up Ronald Acuna, and he walks it off with a no-doubter. Fastball up and inside on a 1-1 count. Hits it off the scoreboard there to win that one. Move up to a 3-0 victory on this event. 3 wins and no losses on this run. This opponent also has a really good team. He has a couple diamonds in there. He has KB, Ronald Acuna, and Jonathan Lucroy. So in this situation, not much action in this game so far. I got a couple base hits. He threw a slurve there. Pedro Alvarez sends it deep for a 3-run shot. And that was pretty much the only action I had at the plate. Now he's down to his last couple outs. He did indeed get a base hit in this inning to start this inning off. So he has a chance. He has a chance to come back. He does have the top of his lineup coming up to the plate right here. But I do have some pitches I can work with. I'm looking for a double play ball. A guy on first base with 1 out. I know Ronald Acuna is pretty fast, but I don't necessarily want to go to my bullpen right away because Trinan was pitching pretty effectively for me right now in this event, and he has only 8 pitches in. I was indeed able to get the double play, but if he was able to get a base hit, he still was one more swing away from tying up the game. He wouldn't have been able to tie it up there with Acuna. If he would have been able to get on base with Acuna, I definitely would have went to my bullpen in that situation and tried to play the matchups. Acuna was playing up on inside edge against righties, so it didn't really matter if I had a righty or a lefty, and I wanted to save my arms just in case if he did come back or get something going that I could kind of go to a guy that could shut something down. Anyway, in the next game, Max Muncy is starting this one off with a double. I was able to shut down the opponent in the top of the first inning. Ronald Acuna up once again, and he's been the MVP of this event team so far for me. Line one into left field for a base hit, runner on third base, cashing him in for an early 1-0 lead. That's going to bring up Willie Stargell later on, and he's going to send one into the gap. And I'm looking to score from first with Carlos Gomez. 86 speed is indeed going to be able to come around and score. That ball wasn't hit the hardest where it didn't bounce off the wall and come back to the fielder. It kind of just stayed out there in the gap there of left center field. That helped me allow me to score. And later on in the inning, he has Charlie Blackmon in center field, so no arm out there in center, allows 40 speed to come around and score from second base on the Pedro Alvarez hit, so that's important. Go up 4-0, and that makes it a few swings. He's going to have to get a couple base runners, a grand slam or something to tie this game up. A 4-run lead is pretty good, but I can't count my opponent out because he's definitely showing that he can hit the baseball. He didn't really have any hits in the first inning. I was able to keep him off the board, but in this second inning, he came out swinging. A couple extra base hits to start this off, and now I really have to consider what I'm going to do with my bullpen. I mean, I have to play the matchups right here. I did have James Paxton out there, probably a little too long. I left him in for the second inning. I was indeed able to get out of the last inning in the second by going to the bullpen, but here in the top of the third, this opponent's not going down without a fight. He smacks one out for a home run to start the inning. I was indeed able to get an out, but he's going to rip another base hit, pulls a base hit to right field, and now he's one swing away from tying this game up. I mean, now he has Paul DeJong up. I brought in Roberto Osuna. I thought he could get the job done. He's my lockdown bullpen guy, my go-to guy in this event. And there I just blew the game. I threw a slurve over the middle of the plate. Paul DeJong hit a no-doubter. I had to tip my cap to the opponent for hitting that one out. Down to his last couple outs, he was able to tie up the game. Pretty impressive way to chip away at the deficit. Down 4 runs, he didn't give up. I respect it, and now he has a situation where he can take the lead. He's going to hit a sac fly to right field. Acuna got that ball in rather quickly for a chance at a play at the plate, but he's still safe. So he goes up by 1 run in the top of the 5th inning. This is a little bit later on in the game. I'm down to my last pitcher in David Price. I can't really do anything. I can't take a mound visit. The only thing I can do is swap in a position player for David Price and then bring in somebody off my bench. I don't even know if I had anybody reserves on the bench. I was able to get out of that last inning, though, down by 2 runs. I was able to hit a home run to start the inning off with Max Muncy, which is absolutely huge. It gets the confidence down a little bit for Roberto Osuna. Even though he has the lead, he just came into the game and gave up a solo shot to the first batter. So that will definitely affect his confidence. I was able to knock a base hit up the middle with Trevor Story there. That's a little bit of speed on first base. That same hit result might not be a hit if I don't get that home run, the very first batter. But then he throws a fastball up and inside to Acuna. I pulled it for a double, so I have nobody down in this inning. I have a rally started, and I'm looking to get something to drive. He walked the guy on first base, and I grounded out to first base. He made a smart play, was able to get me out at the plate, but here I just was able to smash one up the middle with Jackie Robinson. I was able to walk that one off, and I came back in that one, scored 3 runs in that inning, made the comeback, and walked it off. It was important to end the game right then and there because I didn't have anybody else I could pitch with. And I would have lost the game if I didn't score, obviously, because I was losing. But even if I tied it and we went more extra innings, I would have lost for sure because I didn't have anybody else I could go to, and I think he did. To start this next game off, I got a double. A 2-out double with Ronald Acuna, once again the MVP of this run. And Carlos Gomez is going to shoot one up the middle, cashing him in from second base there. Throw was offline. It might have been a pretty close play at the plate there. He might have been out, but the throw was offline. And now we have the gold Michael Pineda in on the mound, and he's going to throw a fastball over the middle of the plate. I absolutely missed my spot there, and Josh Bell hits a game-tying home run on the first pitch. So as soon as I got a run with 2 outs, he hits a game-tying homer on the first pitch. Luckily, later on in the game, in the top of the third, I got a little lucky there. Hit the ball pretty hard, but it did get past Max Muncy. I went to a pinch runner in Hanley Ramirez, and this is exactly why, because if I hit a ball into the gap, I can come around and score from first base with 91 speed, and that's exactly what's going to happen. That run was able to hold up after making some defensive changes. But thank you guys so much for watching. That's some event highlights. I think I might have missed one game. I'm sorry about that, but if you guys enjoyed, please leave a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm College Lefty, and have a great day. Peace.